You are watching Xirtus.
Yeah, play this. Check this out.
Wow.
Hey, kid, you all right?
Everything's gonna be all right, Doc.
I'm thrilled. What'd you bring back?
Bluebird potato chips.
A great... Great.
A great new chip with a great new taste because Bluebird makes them in a whole new way. Bluebird, the taste of tomorrow, today.
Anyone make chips as good as this in the future, kid?
They didn't get through, Doc.
Bluebird, the taste of tomorrow, today.
Okay,
Whoa.
so I want to point out to you guys that if you see Joe's video, Back to the Future predicts 9/11, and at when he's showing you the flaming 9/11, that's like you got a 9 on the side of the screen, and then there's the 2 lines of the fire of the tires, right, that make up the 11. So like there's an encoded 9/11 when it goes Back to the Future in the movie, not this commercial. I'm sorry, I'm misleading, but it's gonna tie into this commercial because the Bluebird Motel, which there's a big billboard for in another part of Back to the Future, that hotel exists right next to that 9. So if you see like images of like the whole scene that's there, like from Back to the Future, you'll see it says Bluebird there with the 9/11. What is Bluebird? Bluebird was MKUltra, right? So like the original name of the CIA program that ultimately became splintered into this umbrella project of MKUltra, you have it was called Bluebird, which is named after
Twitter.
The children's Bluebird, which was the basis for the Wizard of Oz. So like, and there's been multiple versions of the Bluebird from over the years. One of them was from 1918. This is this old Russian fairy tale, and it's extremely Kabbalistic. So like the whole premise is so similar to the Wizard of Oz, and it's all about class. Like it's the poor kids looking at the rich kids across the way, and then they go into their imagination and in their dreams. And so there's an archetype for everything. Is this this is something else? Yeah,
This is Bluebird.
Skyline, dude.
No, well, maybe it's another version of it. Is this even an earlier version? I don't know, but yeah, there's this 1918 story. It's freaking trippy as hell. But there's also a version of it from 1976 that has Jodie Foster and like this all-star cast that was filmed behind the Iron Curtain during the Cold War. Like, and it's an American film filmed in Russia. And it almost feels like because of the esoteric significance of Bluebird, it's like the Russians just like allowed us to do it in the midst of that conflict. It's so weird.
Right, there's a play. This is from Peter Levenda's Sinister Forces series, where I think he talks about some of this. But a play called Bluebird, and the play it starts on Christmas Eve, and the entire premise is these 2 kids set out to find the Bluebird of happiness, that's the entire premise, and he ties that in there. He also pokes out that Lee Harvey Oswald was seen at a Bluebird cafe at some point as well. So there's all these like really interesting MKUltra, and just to be a stickler, just because I'm like an MKUltra nerd, I believe it started as Project Chatter with the Navy, and then it slowly morphs into Bluebird, and then Bluebird turns into Artichoke, and then Artichoke turns into Naomi,
like Chad,
and then Naomi turns into MKUltra.
So I paired the 1976 version with ELO's album El Dorado, and I got a like from Lavenda on Twitter over it.
Lavenda, ooh, that's a hot name.
Have you seen The Lobster? The Lobster, where they're like, they've got like 30. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that same vibe. They have a certain amount of time to find the fruit of happiness, or else they're going to be turned into Kafkaesque beasts, essentially.
That's that woman is in The Fountain, right? Darren Aronofsky's movie. Yeah, I forget the actress's name.
There's another really interesting thread on the Bluebird play too, though, because the Bluebird play was written by this guy Sonder, and Sonder had a movie called The Life of B from I think 1901, and in The Life of B, he basically introduces the concept of the meme to like a broad audience. Before that, it was mentioned in. Is this the Sonder one? No, this is something else. It's literally called The Life of B, like the letter B. Life of B.
Oh yeah, and then it was remade in 2007 by Jerry Seinfeld as B movie.
I don't know. I can't find it. You'll have to find it for me.
Hey, can you look up the Bluebird, children's Bluebird? I'm just curious if I've read it, but it wasn't as a play, but I think they probably made a play out of it. I'm just fairy tale, yeah, Russian, yeah. There you go. The Bluebird, yeah. So what do they say here?
Wealthy king loses his dear wife. He meets and falls in love with a woman who is recently widowed.
Oh, this is another story. This is like the same title, another story. Weird. It's not the Russian one. This isn't. Is this Russian? No.
It's French. It says.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about a Russian story. I guess Bluebird is a thing elsewhere too, but yeah.
I know the Blavatsky Bluebird story. There's I guess Russian.
What's the Blavatsky Bluebird story?
That no one could see blue before. Essentially, it was like this bird that brings in a whole new color, and in the process also blocks out the sky because all of a sudden everything you see is the blue sky. Before that, the sky was always bright colors and constantly amazing, right? Just explosions of stars everywhere. But now we have, and it's also interesting because the amount of blue that takes up light spectrum is triple what we can perceive in other spectrums. So it's like we're missing some amount of cone that would be able to perceive that. Supposedly there are women though in Siberia, where these fairy tales are from, by the way, that have the idea, they have the capacity to see more colors. Physically, they have more cones and rods. So there probably is like a physical truth behind that.
Right. Well, she referred to that as like the nominal world, right? There's like the phenomenal world of what stands out in space. And we say for something to have existence, it has to stand out in space. Otherwise, it doesn't technically exist. But her idea was that there's like a nominal existence, for lack of a better word, trippy. Some people can see it, some people can't. It's kind of the idea of Beetlejuice, right? Because it's like Winona Ryder's character can like see the land of the dead.
That's one. You be careful.
Oh shit! Yeah, don't say it 2 more times, dude.